welcome back. We just completed the second map, and Pacific stays in the game. KRU there, definitely one of our highlight players, which we will jump into later. But guys, I gotta say, I'm a little relieved. I was ready to just give it up and go home, and I think Ender said it on the broadcast, this was almost going to be the fastest day here at Game Changers, but Zipto brought it back, as they usually do. They like to give you a little bit of stress. And now, there was a moment where KRU got this 3K, and then things started to shift a little bit.
Yeah, I think, well, I think we can roll the clip, but basically the game was spiraling out of control, and I think that she was definitely one of the players that really turned the game on its head with just some solid individual brilliance that stopped this game going from, well, I guess from bad to worse, because we were looking at, what, a 7-2 scoreline, and until that point, I think an 8-4 was almost generous.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking about the first gun round that they have. And remember what I was saying about Chipto being the kind of team where you do not want to give the momentum away? I think that was the momentum turning completely for them. They understood how to stop KRU's attack, and they were feeling themselves. They were in the zone. We start hearing the screaming, the yelling. Now is when we know that Chipto was back.
Yeah, they were getting activated there, and winning that pistol again on the second half definitely saved them a bit and helped carry them forward. Even though we were talking about this, they win their pistol rounds, but it doesn't always convert to a map win. Funnily enough, Zipto is just one of those odd teams. Now, what are we looking at?
I wanted to take a look at this
round.
round, because it's the bonus round, right? And we will talk a little bit more about this composition and the strengths that it has. But one thing that works so well for Chipto is this fast pace. This is something that they do in APAC all of the times, and they have to understand that one of the strengths of their composition relies on the post plan. So getting the spike down gives you a lot of leverage to work around in the round. Even with Romy putting this in a situation already favorable for KRU, them keeping this kind of playstyle with KRU again having the performance that she was having guarantees that conversion, and that is exactly what they needed to keep the rounds on their favor. Because as I'm saying, just think about all the things and all the utility that you have for a post plan with an Astra, a KO, a Brimstone, and a Sova.
But that was the thing that sort of made me nervous, was the fact that when they lost a round, they then changed everything they were doing, just for one. And that was the round where I think Dodds gets 3 kills with the operator, because they went from this really direct, aggressive, all-in play style to playing spread across the map in a default, and they got picked apart. Thankfully, they then went straight back to the aggressive post plant, and we saw them end it out with the, I think it was the Alexi 3K, which was just crazy. But that was the thing. I was scared for a second that they were going to really slow down and play this default, because it just doesn't work with this comp.
It does not work for them. And even Dodds called it. Yeah.
We understood it.
Even Dodds called it out. Don't peek. Don't peek. And thankfully,
don't peek, dash onto me.
Yeah. Just, you know, they started using the utility again and just flooding into sites. And like you guys said, that really works, especially with a comp like this.
That has never been played before. We know, and we were talking about it, that Abyss is not a map that has a lot of reps globally, but this specific composition surprisingly fits the plans for Chipto very, very well.
Yeah, it ended up working out. It didn't look like that in the beginning. We had a lot of question marks on the first half until things started picking up. But this is promising for the team of Zipto, for those of you who are supporting Pacific, because there was a moment where we're like, oh, we're sending all the teams home, perhaps. But we are going to go into Pearl. Now, Zipto, they had mixed performance on this, but generally, again, weird comp, but it plays really well.
I think the fact that Alexi closed up that map with that 3K, her going on the jet, also with the operator usage and the sniper usage that she's having overall, I think is a very, very important part for Chipto on this last map. Because their opponent, KRU, has not played this map, obviously, this year, because it just entered the rotation. So this core, this new KRU that we're seeing is breaking through and just making new achievements for the org, has never played this map.
Now, for those of you watching, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are really excited, this is the third map. Spam now in chat who's going to win map 3. and who's going to advance through the lower bracket. Is it going to be KRU or Zipto? Tom, how are you feeling now? You were like really steadfast on your Visa KRU Blaze
I
prediction.
think this one's interesting because we're heading into the unknown for Visa KRU Blaze. I think that obviously the driver's seat now has to be with Zipto. They've got a couple of reps on this map. They played it versus Shopify, and at least on their defensive side, they look very good. Like, I think the aggression that they show on this map is really difficult to play against. So I am then going to be looking a little bit more at KRU and saying, okay, what have you got in your locker to deal with that? They did struggle when it came to their attack, but you're up against Fluorescent, it's a different ball game. The second you're up against a team like that, I think Sarah also had an amazing game when it came to the second half of Pearl.
Whoa.
So I do think that, yeah, as the chat sort of says, I think Zipto are probably favorites. Now, maybe not by that much, but I do think that we wouldn't be going to this map if Visa KRU Blaze weren't prepared.
I'm watching our broadcast. That's what they're watching in Spanish. Come on. I mean, you definitely cannot miss that one. But I agree with you, Tom. KRU is going into the unknown, and the 2 reps that Shipto has gotten in this tournament, in this map, has been against EMEA. Like, especially with the composition that they're running the harbor, something that is very popular on that side of the planet. I think that they got, if there was any weaknesses that they could exploit, that was exploited there.
Oh, here we go.
No, I think I like seeing the Asherin. I think for post plants is always going to be difficult. I think this is a little bit more standardized. The Neon not being surprising at all with them pulling that through and sticking in more so with that Sentinel, which is, again, I feel like Zipto are very happy to play without it. A lot of other teams aren't going to match them on that.
It's been a while since I've seen Konir like being very, very comfortable on the Astra, because out of all the controllers that she plays, Astra is not on the top 3. We know that it is an OMEN world, especially in this last month. So I really, really want to see how she's going to be doing, because I think that she's getting exponentially better in this competition.
I think there's also a lot of value with potential double lurks having her on that. The thing they have to be careful of, though, is that Aniri and Alexi are going to be pushing all over the map. So if you're caught in your astral form, you are dead to rights. And the same for Romy. She's going to be lurking. They're going to try and catch her.
Well, let's see if Coach Bebe has picked up on some of the Zipto tactics. I think this last map is going to be extremely thrilling. It's going to be a nail-biter. We're going to go to the last map of today. It's going to be one of these 2 teams continuing through the lower bracket. Let's go back to our casters, Mimi and Ender.
Well, MIBR awaits one of these 2 teams. The other will be going home tonight. And for Visa KRU Blaze, they are staking their life on a map they have not played in more than a year in an official.
Absolute madness that we're finding ourselves here on this 3rd and final map. And honestly, Visa KRU Blaze, wind taken completely out of their sails. They were crushing in the first half of map number 2, but now forced to go to a 3rd to close things through.
Big fight coming towards mid from Zipto.
Zipto, they fight you actively. We saw them against Shopify yesterday. Really challenging them, especially early on. This time, threatening 3-4 players going onto a flank, just completely giving up this A site for now.
They've got the scent of KRU. And they'll send this full flank through.
But I mean, these KRU Blaze are very aware of this.
They could just flip them out there.
I really like the secret control they've taken. The post plant, it's not really planted for them, but you still have a lot of maneuverability on this site.
That is an issue, right? If this site gets taken, how are they going to actually deny the defuse? There is a weak point in this retake. That's Tara. She's alone against Romy, but faster than her. The retake through main has already started to come in, and KRU is coming out the better of it. Dot spins around for a double. Now Romy has heard all of this happening and finally makes her moment in this round. So well done by Visa KRU Blaze there.
That was really nice. I mean, Dodds is obviously fragging out, but Romy waiting behind the wall. Tara sort of gave her that room to play with. Good way to start things off here with pistol win. And also good for Dodds to find a couple of kills. I mean, you look at the last few maps and it hasn't really been the duelist star show that we've expected. It's been a lot more of the initiator stepping up. Mikaela having a crazy couple of games. Kamyu looking really solid on the KO as well.
But the difference is that Dodds was not playing the Neon. And Neon,
True.
She has proven that's her agent.
Yeah.
When she plays Neon, she is unreal.
Yeah, we saw a bit of that on Haven, of course, in the 13-6 victory.
I mean, she was owning on that map.
That she was. Looks like Zipto guessed wrong again with their stack, and VisaCRU gonna dodge that one out, no problem. It is worth saying that, I mean, look, Zipto, they're a little bit funky with the comps they're running, whether it was the Brimstone last map or the Double Duelist here. I really like the way they pair up Inari and Alexi early on in rounds, using sort of an Inari stun to follow up that first shot that you take. It's really effective versus Shopify.
Oh, Dods is gonna be overrun there. Kill
Hold
the
on.
classic too. What's going on here? It's a post plant for long, but it still is just gonna come down to the spam. There's a gamble in that one. Pull gets rid of the first one. They'll finally break that cove, but Shirazi is starting to stick this one, and no one's stopping Shirazi. Finally, she's forced off by the dart, but it's just down to Romy. She only has a ghost. Where did it go? So wrong for VisaCRU Blaze.
It's all Commune! I'm telling you, Commune again steps back. This is now 3 games in a row. She has been having ridiculous impact. This time it's on the fade with a ghost? For a Mastercard Thrifty, I mean, come on!
Unreal. That spray transfer is nice. Even gets Romy at the end too.
Watch out for the microphones.
When Commune was on the desk, I was asking her about her teammates yelling, and she was like, "It is very clearly distracting. We cannot hear the comm for next round." But I think Alexi earned her opportunity.
Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You have to yell.
How else do you react?
There's no other sane way to do
Not
it.
gonna have energy?
No.
Lame.
I'm out of here.
Talk
Bad
of
eye,
Alexi.
but hey, look, Dodds has the Bucky. Can do some crazy things or blind it up, and Dodds is right back into the round. Good answer from Shirazi, and somehow she survives.
Dude, watching Neon with a Bucky is like Pete Jordan on the court, just crosses them up, and now Dodds is going in for more.
Oh no!
Somebody stop her! She's popping the ult! She's going after another! And she might just hunt down the ace here. That's 4! Dodds cannot do it! But she's done enough.
It's Commune, though. No one else has a gun. What can she do? Players spotted out, but the shots are not found. I mean, it is back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Another Mastercard Thrifty. Back to back. Okay.
Just as simple as that. I mean, we'll see in the replay again, but it's a beautiful flash setup from Mikaela to actually send Dodds down that lane and find that first kill.
One enemy remaining.
But I'll be honest with you, I don't think LeBron can move like that.
No.
Like to see him try, but I don't think he can.
Dodds moves a little different.
Neon in basketball go crazy.
She would. Neon in baseball. Hold on. The Shohei Ohtani of stealing.
Okay, let's see this one though. Tucked up in the corner though. Inari
again.
unspotted. That's 1 kill. Can she find anything else on the way out? She
my
can!
God.
Round B.
That's incredible! It's each Neon in back-to-back rounds having their moment.
The thing is, I saw them set up that play a couple of times
Christy,
versus
this was an
Shopify.
eco.
I know.
This would be a
I
third
know.
eco round in a row.
I'd never seen her get that off though. Again though, it is 3 sheriffs. There is room to work with.
And it's Biazic. They all No way in hell has Biazic stolen that round back. It's pandemonium.
Absolute filth. VisaCRU Blaze stick the round through. The Red Bull clutch. I mean, look at this. First of all, 6 shots coming through from Inari.
One enemy remaining.
That's 4 kills instantly.
Both of those spray transfers in the same round. Can we please have some respite? Just slow the game down a little.
No, it's delivering. Game 3. I mean, both these teams playing for their tournament lives. And it's not slowing down anytime soon. Quick A main control seized by VisaCRU. And remember, one thing that we haven't really seen yet this half, but is the truth of the comp, Zipto don't have any sort of flank watch. So the more VisaCRU Blaze can put on early pressure and pull players onto the A side of the map, the more you're actually going to open up for late lurks on the Cypher. And really the game is going to be an exercise in not over-rotating. That missed shot is going to haunt Alexi, I fear. Wow.
I was a little scared to retest it, though.
Alexi repositioned up towards heaven. think a good read from Zipto. Not over-rotating off this A side, anticipating the re-hit to come through.
She's already popped Ash.
Here.
I don't think she'll be able to make a play with it, no.
I think
It
they
just
had
fades
audio
away.
down long. That's what sent it.
Zipto. They're gonna play the flood retake here. Hunter's Fury. That's from the attack. And Dodds.
Look at Dodds.
He's already in
30
deep.
seconds left.
She'll be taken down by Alexi.
But only 25 seconds left. The spike hasn't been planted.
Aneri.
Everyone's up in front of this Astra wall. Visa Group Blaze, they have to find something in the round, but Kamiyu's not going to let it happen. 3 players fall, one after another, and it's another 3-piece from Kamiyu.
Okay. Again, we're talking about the duelists, the star players. But it is these initiators stepping up big. 8-3 to start for Kamiyu.
Oh, the flash timing, just off on that one. But then, yeah, take a look at that. Not
Seemingly
too
the
bad.
first honest round in the game, by the way. That's not a clutch or an eco win.
And yet it still came down to, what, 10, 15 seconds left on the clock?
Yeah. Dodds has a Bucky.
Yep.
Going B long with the Bucky.
Nobody's on B.
No. Which makes me a little more scared about that Bucky.
Yeah, interesting play into mid. We saw a Haunt, a Prowler sent out, even this push wall from the Harbor, blocking off Aneri's line of vision. I think that was to set up some spam from the hump, but what it meant is that B-side's open. Like, they're on the site, people. Aneri's finding a kill in mid, but check out the smoke in B link. There's opportunities for Dodds to do some gnarly things with the shotgun.
Shirazi's gonna have to go through her.
That's in spawn.
Dodds with the Bucky. There's no one helping Shirazi. Oh, but she just swings out and eviscerates the Neon. Now, Aneri here. And doing well to work this retake. There are still problems on this site, though. And Kinnear is public enemy number 1. Sarah timing. Diffuse coming through now.
Tabbed, yeah.
Tara holds things down, and Zipto win on the anti-eco.
Yeah, that round very nearly got away from Zipto, I felt. Even finding the early pick
If
into
Dodds
mid.
got that kill, she
Yes.
gets a gun, she tucks in, it's a different round.
Because what happened was after they got this kill in mid, everyone went their own separate ways. It was like 1v1 player on their own, 2 players going on the flank. Zipto very nearly ran into a situation where they just weren't grouped together, and Visa Crew were.
Despite having a Bucky last round, Dodds has a sheriff again this one.
It was the rest of the team had
Did
guns.
have guns, yes.
I think it was just a low buy from Dodds, and I mean, had some good luck B execing before. You wouldn't associate the B site with Bucky execs, but Dodds doesn't play by your silly rules.
You're mentioning how mid can be a problem when you're playing no Sentinel, and for the first time really this game, Visa Crew Blaze is putting a little attention on that area of the map.
The thing is, Zipto have solved it usually by just playing pretty aggressively around there. Tara has looked really good in this art space.
Yeah.
A couple of really nice holds. Thinking back to a couple of games ago when they played that. But also,
That smoke blocks off Shirazi though.
yeah, right now Zipto are just setting up sort of crossfire ideas in art. They've got this big push from a jet down onto B long, so they're allowed to overinvest more players into that space.
And Ari swings that. I don't think she even saw anyone before she lost her head.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Zipto
No one's
fell out of
poking
their
the Haunt.
space.
They know Kamiyu's on site. The util's coming in, but is this even where Crew's finishing?
I don't know, because now 3 players have rotated in. There's still a jet pushing down into long now over a tripwire.
They have to go A. 30 seconds. Kamiyu is taking down the first in this hit, but Biazic has still at least found 1 kill. Plant is really the issue, and Zipto have done well to deal with that. They just
Spike
hold
down
these
A.
crossfires backside. Oh, that's an operator walking
yeah.
into the sheriff.
Oh dear.
Free kill. Hello, Romy.
It's a 2-on-2, but 10 seconds left.
They
Kinnear
have
has
to
to
get the
get the spike somehow
10
and still
seconds
plant.
left.
You're going to get spammed if you try to go for it. Kinnear finally grabs that one, goes for the safe plant, and will actually get it down.
So
Are you
Romy
kidding?
has an op. A sheriff on Kinnear, but they actually managed to escape to good post-plant positions.
There's just no way, right?
There's a cove for Tara. That should be the linchpin.
But they're low.
There's the pull. That'll nullify out the orb. Kinnear does damage, but cannot get the kill. So Romy is alone. They're forced to use the ult to deal with her. She runs in, sheriff in hand. And Tara ends the madness.
Yeah, I mean, these rounds are trying to slip away.
But still, they had to use a Harbor ultimate just to win an anti-eco.
Yeah.
That's a big tool gone.
I think it was a big miss from Zip. I didn't see exactly the reason why, but Shirazi left B-Link really early in the round, and that sort of forced Tara to rotate over and cover that, and then Anaria's solo and Arc just got domed by the Sheriff. Felt like one piece in their defense crumbled, and then all of a sudden everyone's taking solo fights, and that's something they don't want to have happen, because you're going to get punished by a team like KRU.
Timeout called for Visa Crew Blaze. You heard the chants out of the Zipto camp. They've now won 3 rounds in a row here. And it seems like most of these rounds, KRU has just been losing out to Zipto's flood retakes that have looked really good. Their team fighting has been on point this map.
Yeah, it's been a couple of times now, for sure. I wonder what the solve is for Visa Crew. I think maybe some more like pump fakes into a site. Like there was a moment where they had the choice to, do we full exec into A or do we rotate out? And they chose to go for that full exec, even though 3 players had the time at that point to rotate in.
I would like to see them try and get Romy embedded in mid too, if they could get a lurk active.
Yeah, because right now, as you're saying, they're sort of playing 4 or 5 players alive on site in the post plan.
I mean, it's just been like team fight against team fight most of these rounds.
Stop playing honorably.
Yeah.
Let's get dishonorable.
You're playing against a no Sentinel comp.
Yeah. Let's
the
start
rare
punishing
circumstance where academic dishonesty is actually good.
It's never good. Folks, don't do that. Unless they don't catch you.
No, don't.
Don't do it, don't do it. Honestly, though, Visa Crew, they did such a good job punishing that back in the last map. Let's see if they can do it this time around. 4 players into A main early on, but classic default from Zipto versus Shopify was that early harbor wall into A. Funny to see KRU just completely disrespected.
Zipto always have such a quick reaction to the initial bit of noise. They're already walking 3 players into mid.
Yeah, have some options for a quick flank or just waiting to see when Romy's going to peek her head there.
Whose responsibility is this? Kinnear's making quite a bit of noise running back.
I mean, it's the Tripwire's responsibility, you'd imagine. I'm a bit surprised, honestly, to see Kinnear actually hard holding for
the
this.
issue about the Trip is it's not taking its job super seriously, instead very far back, giving away that space in mid.
Okay, look, the Trip is doing its hardest out there. It's doing exactly what we told her to do. Justice for Trips. Quickly into the A site now and actually wrapping around into Art.
Neri, 2 players waiting. Romy holding on to this one, and Neri looks away. Doesn't get the kill now. Visa Crew have the site.
Yeah, the fish into Art was the real winner there, I think, for KRU. Tara, the only player left over in that area, and it looks like just barely Visa Crew are going to be able to escape into main for the post plant.
You are divided.
Blades for Alexi. Tap on the spike, but they know they need to take the fight to KRU. Alexi wasn't fully checking that corner and is punished as a result. Stick coming through though. Shirazi's gotten this one halfway, but there's the utility.
Shots come in. There was going to be a late flank from Romy in case things didn't quite work out. Good cancel on the defuse, and Visa Crew are going to end up winning out that round. It didn't look like it was going to go that easily for them, I don't think.
This was so weird.
Yeah, I mean, I love the ideas of like smoking the left side, both the Astra and the harbor wall, but yeah, there, as soon as the KO nade interrupts the defuse, round slips away.
Zipto, 3 players start mid this round. And Neri's gonna get her turn with the Bucky on Neon.
I feel like Zipto have to know that space was taken outside of B, because the A main fights have been so loud from KRU. Also, an area is posed with a Bucky right outside double doors.
Yeah, the thing is, playing double smokes, double duelists, you're giving up that KO that you can normally be default knifing there and getting a lot of early info.
Now, nice thing for Zipto is they do have Camu's ult for the retake. That Fade ulti, really powerful in a situation like that, so they are very happy to 5v5 retake.
How far in is Dodds gonna go?
All the way.
Of course, it's
Oh, yeah.
Dodds. She's
Still going.
it straight towards spawn. Alexi picks the right timing to swing against the Neon, and now Shirazi sneaks around and takes down Mikaela as well. This is very nice from Zipto on the retake thus far. Only Romy left alive, cut off by this utility. And there's that trade Zipto we're looking for.
Wow. Camu doesn't even need to send the Nightfall into that one, not when Alexi is taking out Dodds. I think Zipto also did a really good job of sort of slicing up the site, isolating Romy out on long. So Visa KRU, even though they had some numbers, weren't able to really fight together. They all ended up getting ISO'd off from one another. Zipto have the advantage once again. I mean, look at that shot. That's a full running beyond. Not the easiest target in the world to hit, especially on a timer. But there you have it. Is see all these players sort of forced to get back in front of the harbor wall. I think Visa KRU need to decide which side they want to fight on that earlier.
Yeah, I think some of those early rounds, Zipto was kind of rushing these retakes, was getting caught off guard by the forward plays from KRU. They're playing a lot slower now and taking the time to deal with dots.
Yeah, it's like they always have 4 players in mid and are ready to rotate over into a site.
Mid, though, a forthcoming fight. Mikhaila peeks through and oh, the crossfire's just too good from Zipto. That's the spike.
Yeah,
on the ground.
You just can't fight into that area. I would have expected KRU's prep told them that.
Yazik steal it?
Yeah, not going to be easy.
I think she might be able to grab it through the smoke, but Spam's going to come off of that. There's a kill for Kinnear, but the spike has been recovered. Stun incoming, and Eerie is sending it on the Yazik, and well, the spike is straight back where it started.
Yeah, we've got giga lurks on both sides of the map going through B and A right now, but I have a hard time imagining this is going to work. Honestly,
watching all these angles.
I'm shocked that KRU just stepped into that trap because that star has been Zipto's default for the last 3 times they played this map.
Hold on, though. It was a 2v4. They've gotten 1 kill. There's still
Don't
45 seconds.
Feed the hope. Don't feed the hope.
No. Look, they're walking
There's
through.
no
That's an all
not with the
perfect
hat.
info. Yeah, they still have smokes. Kinnear might.
30
Tara
seconds
does.
left.
Shirazi does.
Blocking vision.
Zipto should not let the spike get away. Kinnear?
Wait.
Is there a timing?
Wait.
She's
17
walked
seconds.
up so far, no one is looking at Kinnear.
Stop it.
No one's
Stop
holding
it.
all 3 players, but she's only gotten 1.
10
And the
seconds
time now is the biggest issue. Just run away, win the round. Zipto nullify the threat. But my God, did it look doable for a second.
I swear, KRU are a team that always make you think there's a chance in the most ridiculous situations. This is what I'm talking about. That Astra pull, that's like part of sort of Zip's sort of default strategy, because usually if you're playing like a Killjoy or something, you have a turret watching that angle. Without that sense, you have to put bodies onto that line. And KRU didn't even bait it out first. They just sort of dove into that one, thought they could snag up a kill before it came on through, and were shut down for it.
I'm out of here.
Visa KRU are going to save for the last round of the half.
Once again, Zipto just playing a lot of bodies in mid. Get ready to flood into whichever side KRU decide to finish.
The double duelist set up from Zipto on this A site.
Kind of expecting KRU to find that kill, maybe look into Art. They've got 2 players still in mid, now setting up on those lurks. And as these players potentially rotate over into A, that's going to open up your pathways for those lurks to get on in there.
In order to infiltrate, though, they still have to get past Shirazi.
Yeah.
Here.
She wants to fight here.
Don't think so. Just saying that, hey, I could cross, we could go anywhere. Right now, Zipto have no forward information. I mean, look at this hold. All you're seeing over towards B long is there. All you're seeing into A main is that line. Art, you have no info. B main, you have no info. This map is so hard for Zipto to play, even though it is an anti-eco.
KO ult. Dodds. The Bucky sending it in, and Shirazi will deny any shenanigans, but here comes those players back through mid. The util is just so good for Visa KRU. But still, KRU holding strong. She has been such a monster for Zipto thus far, and she looks to do it again. 2 players left. Anari finds one, and now it's all down to KRU.
15 seconds, Spike is out in the open. Romy has to move and move fast, but with the Nightfall down, the reposition is perfect. KRU is playing a perfect game.
What a round for her. It was an eco that almost slipped away.
Never
Even
discount
still.
KRU. It's
Even
always
still.
close. It's always close.
She is 17-6 thus far this map.
That's my initiator player.
And that's the thing about Zipto. People talk a lot about Anari, about Alexi, but Alexi's 3-9 right now, and this team is still playing some fantastic Valorant. Anyone can step up when they need them.
Yeah. 17 kills in 11 rounds on the fade. I mean, how many multi-frags has she found? All right, quick over into B. And Alexi in that same corner we saw Neri get so many kills earlier with.
She wants to get out of there, though. Little too much pressure being applied.
Yeah, the Astra pull, everything. But there's already 3 players from ZIP here to defend.
Yeah, Alexi is now on top of this box. Dart broken for her. There's a player directly below. That's a freebie for Alexi. She'll dive back, stunned up, and the Astra wall actually blocks Dodds from getting the trade.
Dodds right up on that wall. This spot is so good. Zipto can't rush as they make it through. Dodds maybe even looking for a little bit of a knife on the opposite side. But all in all, KRU just bank their money back in sight.
KRU need this round. And Dodds needs to be the player to deliver it, but she's stunned up and gone. Zipto's retake is just too good.
The full death bin landed from Kamiyu, the shots as well. And for the first time ever, 3 maps in a row, it's 8-4. The first time ever, we have Zipto leading.
One enemy remaining.
In the upper bracket, Visa KRU Blaze had G2 Ghosin on the ropes, one of the tournament favorites, and they were on the verge of beating them. But they let 5 rounds in a row slip, and now they're down in the lower bracket. And it's a somewhat similar tale again. They were ahead after winning map 1 into the second half of map 2, and then it slides away. And now down 8-4. They have to rally back if they want to stay alive in this tournament.
They've got to channel a bit of that energy, but in the reverse now, and get it working for themselves once again. I mean, it has been a slide. The last 7, or the last 8 rounds, they've lost 7 of them.
Zipto, though, you really have to credit them for rallying back into this series. They looked down and out going into that 4th half of the series.
True.
But now here they are, just a few rounds away from, at very least, repeating their placement from last year. Another top 4 game against a Brazilian squad.
Very different way of getting here, but history may yet repeat itself. Zipto playing for A early on, and while they've locked in 2 duelists, really it has been the Kamiyu show so far. See if that changes in the pistol. As Neri plays for the early ultimate on that Neon. Big tool in a bonus round, but the wall comes up.
Good stall here for KRU, and I think that's just a follow-up off of the trip for a very good opener. There's that trip, active yet again, but this time there won't be any kill picked up.
And Zipto are gonna hold on to art controls. This flood comes in on the other side. Nice shots, back to back. That tandem team from backside, but they can't quite keep it alive.
1v2 for Neri. Spike's not really planted for her, and she's getting double swung into there. Almost had it, but can't pull it across the line. So Visa KRU Blaze, it's close, but it's a big pistol round there, 1.
That it is. Now, let's not forget the absolute madness that kicked off this 3rd map, remember? It was a 1 pistol into Zipto winning that 2nd round.
3 thrifties in a row.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And that's what sort of started this snowball that went the way of Zipto in the 1st half. It's gonna be necessary that Visa KRU keep things clean here in the 2nd round or risk a similar tale.
7 right now for KRU, by the way.
3-1 KD, not too shabby at all.
Oh.
Actually, KRU playing for that orb as well, so only 3 off the Nightfall. Wow, Dart just went down on B long. And actually, that allowed the full step up from Dodds. So now the lean over into the A side is going to be fully ready for what Zipto have to throw, assuming they stick this push over here, which, as the spike heads into A main, you'd imagine.
And again, Visa Group Blaze have some pretty good utility on this A side as well.
Yeah. It's wild, though, that KRU have given up all of this space. I mean, look how passively they're holding with the KO and the Sova. They don't want to give any early or easy fights over to Zipto. They know how dangerous this team is with the pistols.
Yeah, I think they really want to pick when they fight. Don't let those sheriffs blindside you. Kinnear, though, into the smoke.
No
Not enough
bullets!
bullets! That's only 1 for 1. Romy will clean up for a double.
Here.
And this one shouldn't get too chaotic. There's only 2 members left alive.
She's still got like multiple trips down on the side as well.
30 seconds left.
And everyone else from Visa Crew is starting to arrive on this site. That's starts seeming like a much better tale
Why destroyed?
from round 2 of this game.
3 out.
And they'll convert it cleanly. They only drop Kinnear, guns to be kept into the next round. That's exactly what Visa Crew needed.
I wonder if this setup from KRU is going to maintain too with these very sort of deep holds. Because I think one thing that Zipto have been able to catch some teams, including Shopify Rebellion, by surprise with a little bit is the early aggro pieces sliding down, especially into B lane. It's very hard to play the close angles against a Neon and a Jet. They're going to be flying your way. I mean, even just looking at the default stars that are placed down, those are 2 of the better spots to have bodies early on in a round.
This is a nice one.
That trip's interesting. I think just trying to catch a Jet updrafting into heaven. That Cypher gives you a lot more options on this defensive side.
And that's actually good counter prep too, because we saw Alexi do that did they play yesterday or 2 days ago?
We have seen the pro though. And that tripwire was triggered, broken instantly though. The second one connects as well, and finally Romy will find the kill. So, bait and snare works out to kill the duelist.
The trip's catching Alexi. Gotta love that. Now Orb goes down to guarantee the plant. Can't really do that against the KO nade, so a little bit of damage on the way out.
That's some damage. Here comes Dodds. Sliding in. There's
Stolen.
2 players stunned up, but somehow she only gets 1. Now the other Neon goes sliding forward as well, and an Airy wants to be the one to make something here. No, taken down by Romy. KRU win their retake, win their bonus, and are right back in this game.
Beautiful news for Visa Crew Blaze. Staying right back in it. I mean, look at this. The stun into backside was really nice, but then I also liked the choice. I think it was it Romy? Yeah, stayed on top of heaven there instead of falling down, so having that angle adjustment just wasn't so simple for Tar to adjust to. Couldn't make that one happen.
There's already a timeout being called from Zipto.
Yeah, and honestly, Zipto, it was their attacking side versus Shopify where they really sort of fell apart and got clobbered a bit.
I mean, they had real chances to push Shopify on defense.
Yeah, and chances as well to very easily coast through this second half and move on to the top 4, but now after losing the bonus, those chances are slipping away. That said, I think the biggest question for Zipto, you can see it at the bottom of your screen, like Nightfall plus the Neon ultimate, like there's some serious options for Zipto to play into this round. They're not gonna have guns, but in terms of like ultimate combos, those are some of the better ones.
They really are.
The decay plus the zappy hands is just crazy.
Technical term.
The zappy hands, I don't know why Riot didn't just name it that. That's just so much easier to say, the zappy hands.
You should talk to the devs. I think that's a good idea.
I know a guy. Phone up Penguin, he'd do it for me.
Yeah. Let's see what they were plotting in that timeout though. As you mentioned, the zappy hands for an Airy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, Alexi too is going to be rocking into a stinger in this round, so I'd imagine like mid fights are really good. Like anywhere we can fight in a more condensed space, B-Link, ART. That's where Zipto are going to want to attack.
And I think that's especially good for Neon, right? The stun is so good in those close quarters.
I mean, you look where Michaela is standing right now. That's on top of a star, so it'll just be the counter knife to stall this out. But the timing could be really bad. Yeah, take that gun out.
She thinks something might be afoot in mid.
Yeah, at least Biazic is going to be there for a little support. Some nice shots onto Shirazi, and there we go. We got the kills. The utility not timed perfectly from Zipto, and Kyle's not going to let you get away with that.
Yeah, the issue with those mid fights is you're always going to have an instantaneous Astra Star reacting.
Yeah. Some nice things, even down in numbers, though. You see a push wall sent from Tara in main to help Kamyu cross on over into Art. How ready are we for this? It's a bit mission impossible here on the site, and Kamyu finds another. She just keeps getting hers.
They're investing the ult? Okay, they're going for this one, and Shirazi picks off Romy. The dart there is very good, reveals the player close, swing off, but the cove at the last second saves Zipto, and the Sheriffs light up the feed for more. It's a 1v1. Kamyu, she has been the absolute hero for Zipto, and she has to do it again. She has!
She's unbelievable!
She's having a life game here with elimination on the line. 24-9, Christy.
She just gets it done. I am sorry. That is ridiculous. Sending the ult in that? That's a Mastercard Thrifty round. They had nothing going.
30 seconds left.
My brain saw that ult and immediately thought, this is troll. This is an overinvestment. But Kamyu is full confidence.
The absolute value I just saw from the Harbor Cove, completely saving Kamyu's life, ridiculous. But we're right back into the next one. This is after, by the way, Zipto had lost the bonus, and now it's like equalized. It's like nothing happened.
And this time it's a bit slower. But Zipto are still looking towards A.
Here comes the pop. It's about to go through. Kunir against the wall, just gets the 1-for-1. And now the site slowly coming under control of Zipto.
Neri is suppressed. So her ult is just going to continue to tick away here.
Think about post plants, though. Shirazi has the wall to be able to put down. Tara, if you give her the plant, that's going to be the ult, but they're hunting.
Yeah, they're walking up Art here. But there's only one player to receive.
Zipto are so patient in this play. They love these forward fights.
Are they even going to commit here? They have options. They wanted that fight. They don't get it for now.
Yeah, they're planting it for Art control. I really like this post plant.
Oh, Romy over the top. That is a really important kill. The hero is dead. And everyone else is too. Visa Crew Blaze. Stun on that retake.
Wow, Dodd's coming through the wall there. Coming alive a bit. Visa Crew Blaze going for that call was really gutsy because they have no idea what's on the other side of that wall. It had been down, no audio, nothing like that. But they took their chance on the timing, comboing it with the utility. And they sort of caught Zipto split up a bit. A couple players in Art, only one player to guard the planter, thinking the wall was going to be enough. And the gamble pays off massively. Yeah, me too.
Zipto on an eco. But this map, that hasn't meant much.
It's just back and forth, baby.
Unrelenting this game.
But what do Zipto do on their low buys? Okay, it's a lot of this mid control. They love this fight into B-Link, this time actually jumping into connector.
So they've started to kind of blow up the map here.
Yeah.
Cause trouble in a lot of different areas.
I like the way KRU react to it though, keeping their options open.
Yeah, that's a very good stun. Fragments Alexia from the rest of the team.
Kamyu, stop it.
Just give her a sheriff every round. She got hurt.
Yeah, you can only kill her when she's dart tagged through a smoke.
Yeah. Plants down, that's already a pretty good outcome for Zipto, but they would like more. They're popping the ult. And Alexia has a gun. Okay, dart into the smoke. And that ult isn't going to get them a kill. It'll just buy time for now.
I mean, look where Shirazi is in B-Link. They have a really nice 180-degree crossfire.
That is so tough to burst through, but Dodds will be the one to blow it wide open. 2 for 2. Tara alone, 20 health.
But a Vandal.
Picked up. But the shock dart. Thorough from Biazic. This game is tied.
9-9 here.
I don't know if I've ever watched a game where you have to give this much reverence to every anti-eco round.
Anti-eco isn't real. It just simply isn't. Every single round is close. The post plant, I mean, I feel like Zipto keep finding themselves in really nice positions in the post plant because of the work they've done to gain control over mid.
About there.
They were rewarded for using that Fate ult in the last eco round they won. This time, they invest the Harbor ult. They don't get anything for it.
What is this setup from Zipto? I mean, it's an attack op for Alexi. She's been struggling this game, but playing solo A main while KRU are fighting out into mid?
There are 5 players in mid for VCRU Blaze.
I mean, it's wild. There's a push-up with a push wall. The up is solo walking into A.
And Kinnear might just swing into it. No!
Oh.
They expect someone there, draw it out.
But she gets info at least 2 players, maybe even 3 with the Neon, so the rest of her team can scale up into this B site.
Romy, do you want to be on this site?
Yes,
Against this many players?
She wants hers.
She backs away.
Alexi right now running back to regroup with the team, but the fight comes into the site now. Romy zoned off for the time being, but now there's 4 players ready to flood.
They don't get the kill off of it. Here comes the retake.
Dodds
with the overdrive, dives into backside, gets nothing. The trades are excellent though, as Mikaela lights up the feed for 2, and it stays even.
It's a 2-on-2 still. Alexi with the knives pop, dancing between that wall and back to the other side. KRU will be able to plant the spike, but she is completely isolated in backside.
She's stuck around. 1 player above, 1 player below. KRU, 26 and 11 to this point. Alexi with first contact, a gun picked up, a mistake for Kinnear. And that gives the first. Now Romy alone. She has to cross this angle, and the off whiffs completely.
What?
She spins around for 1 kill, the blade's up, and Alexi makes good on her mistake.
Redemption there. So nearly slipping away. A ridiculous shot from Romy, tagging KRU through the wall. But it's still Zipto that get to 10 first. I mean, what are these rounds? The amount of smokes on site, Dodge just flying into backside, absolute absurdity. Yeah, through it all, Zipto got into that really nice bait and switch spot from backside and long, and it ends up paying off. It's just too hard for Romy to adjust and fight on both of those angles.
Dodds runs down long, slides the bullet straight past her head.
Are we fighting back into that, or are we running? Yeah, Zipto don't want any piece of that.
But look at the setup on A. 3 players here, a 4th.
And it's allowed because you have all that space into B. My question is, looking into B-Link, there's a Jet with an operator now lurking.
Are they just going into A? Or are they waiting to see how that lurk develops?
They've played these hits really slowly before.
They're just contacting out there.
That's it.
They're walking even deeper?
There's space to get past it. No one's ready for this. No one's ready for this. What are they looking at? The smoke timing.
Shorty!
KRU! And now the site hit starts to fall apart. 3 players, 4 players still banked back into B.
Here's Alexi. She's worked all the way back through. Now with an operator, joining up with their team.
The spike is still backside. Zipto have to fight through this somehow.
And 3 players together for VCRU.
There's
the stun, 2 coming in fact, but the counter utility's good. Spike recovered, that's something. They're gonna try and plant this one as Tara gets another kill.
But now Dodds coming on the flank. Alexi ready for it, takes that shot, and the spike is planted.
3 strong for VCRU Blaze. Flash used. Tara in main. Aneri, somewhat isolated here with only 50 health. But Alexi will swing through immediately.
Oh!
Another kill with the shorty, and Aneri doubles up.
What a save! I mean, the absolute mission impossible. Aneri retrieving the spike through all the utility being thrown her way. To get that spike planted down, to set up in the post.
1 enemy remaining.
Just a crazy round from Zip.
1 enemy remaining.
We came into this half talking about the series that slipped away from VCRU Blaze. And you have to, in the back of your head, start to feel that again. 2 rounds in a row lost now. The momentum fully behind Zipto. They'll call their last time out of regulation.
A moment to breathe for these 2 teams. Zip still has one if they need it later on. But really, I mean, KRU, they have to be talking about, look, they had 4 players on that side of the map. And somehow, still, the spike was able to be retrieved. Even then, Zipto still had that contact play. The fact that they even got into that position with KRU back sight, I mean, that round should have been over if the Astra smoke, if the pullback hadn't come down at the most unfortunate time possible. KRU, I think even more than talking about how that round went wrong, are going to be talking about how Zipto continued to find all this space without really revealing that much. And I think it's primarily when they're going into the Cypher site. Zipto have been able to read where the Cypher is and recognize that no one's fighting in front of the Cypher utility. Oftentimes that's the optimal place, you don't fight in front of that.
Sure.
But sometimes you have to be able to show that so that teams aren't able to just disrespect you the way Zipto have been walking in for nothing.
Here. This goes here. Oh, this is a nice spot.
Visa KRU start 3 on A, and they fight for A main control. Now Zipto will hear that, and they'll react by taking space in mid.
Oh, and it's hard. They really haven't done much of this. It's usually been B-Link, and it's been running away from the early aggression. Tara finds one, maybe two players. But I actually love the idea of pressuring more over into the B site. They've just left Alexi with the operator into Art, and she can catch off those rotators.
The lurking jet hop.
Don't see this every day.
No.
Interesting that they've actually cut noise and are maybe looking to go back into A.
Yeah, they want to re-clear that space.
Yeah, but with that forward line being held on Dodd, it's not going to be so easy.
They have to break that dart.
And now Dodds is fully ready for it.
She knows something's coming. How many can she get? Oh, none! Aneri wasn't even looking, but snaps around to get the opening kill of this round.
And Alexi moved up into Art too. She might be looking for a little bit something else. And Neri with another one. They just keep on coming through. Tara finishes it off. And now with the fight into Secret, it's a little bit extra, but Kamyu is feeling all sorts of good today. A flawless round to put Zipto on series point.
What an incredible round from Zipto. I mean, the re-clear is perfect. That opener for Aneri, even the lurking jet up working out perfectly.
Yeah.
Exactly
So nice.
how they drew it up.
I mean, that shot, the adjustment, very nicely done. But once again, it's sort of coming out of the slow creep-ups where Zipto are consistently beating KRU. KRU thought the answer was going to be getting some more forward information, perhaps. But even that didn't work out for them.
Wave crashing.
3 chances for Zipto to close.
Dodds is hiding in backside. Piazzik is trying to do some serious baiting for the star of KRU.
Standing ahead.
KRU have never needed a Dodds round more.
Right here.
So many times it's been Dodds the hero for the team. Now Zipto popping into the site.
Here goes Aneri. The double duelist diving in, and Dodds only goes 1 for 1. Aneri doubles up, but the trades are still good for Visa KRU. A flash again. Mikaela cannot get that one against Tara, and now the Harbor all popped. A post plant for Zipto.
There.
And Zipto's post plants have been so good. Again, you have Shirazi playing in B-Link. Again, they have backside control. The crossfire is going to be brutal. Visa KRU Blaze will need a miracle to find some foothold back into the round.
Romy and Kinnear, they've been to every GCC together. And now they're the two that have to save KRU once again. But time's already gone so far, and there are some crossfires they'll have to navigate. Tara spots out Romy. The haunt there is good too. They are just toying with KRU, buying so much time. Romy alone, and she cannot stand. For back-to-back years, Zipto make their way to the top 4 and have a match against Brazil.
And they do it by taking out Visa KRU Blaze again. I mean, what a comeback for Zipto. This was not an easy series. They got beaten bad on the first map of Haven. The first half of map 2, getting slaughtered. But after that, they locked in and ground out a tough victory.
This is the series where they showed their depth. Even if Alexi isn't having the best game, anyone can step up. Anyone can be that linchpin.
Kamyu just 1 kill shy of a 30 bomb.
On Fade. It's unreal.
Okay.
And you see what it means to them? For Visa KRU Blaze, though, it ends in heartbreak. 2 years in a row, bowing out in 6th place.
Every year feels like they're getting better and better. This time even so much closer to breaching into the top 4, but unable to take down that core of Zip.
They got close against G2. They got close against Zipto, but they couldn't close out when it matters. And it's Zipto instead. The team of today. They lost last year in that top 4 match against Team Liquid Brazil. It's a different Brazilian team this time, but they want their revenge.
That they absolutely do. It's not an easy road for them. There's so much talent they're gonna have to punch back through. But this team is stacked, Mimi.
And if they want to win, they're gonna have to play every single day for the rest of this tournament. A BO3 tomorrow, a BO5 the day after that, another BO5 to follow.
You've got to beat everyone left to be #1. But it started here on Pearl. I mean, this was a great map out of them. Yeah. I mean, you think back to rounds like this with a Neri hitting the 3K every single time. The camera's on KRU as well, doing absurd things. You've got to respect it, the effort round after round.
You love the reactions from both these teams.
I love how the map highlights are just screaming.
Yes. It felt like another one of those magical KRU runs. This time it doesn't end that way. But I mean, wow, so many players stepped up. We talked about KRU, Tara as well. The one player who wasn't on the main roster of that old SMG team last year. She looks right at home on this squad.
Yeah, looking absolutely fantastic. And this is all to say that we also got to see a brand new comp like back on Abyss in our second map. We had so much fun today in terms of Zipto just having the craziest things that they're playing. But it's so impressive to watch the way they still make it work.
They're truly taking APAC Valorant to that next level, blazing their own trail, and now moving on to the top 4. Let's check in with KRU for your Verizon post-match interview.
Congratulations to you. Thank you. And the rest of the team. That match made me sweat quite a lot. I think it did. Yeah, I know, make everybody get on the edge of their seats. Now, I'm wondering what the overall vibe was. I want to do this map by map just because each map was so different. What were the vibes like on Haven, especially after that map, knowing that it didn't exactly go the way that you guys planned?
Well, to be honest, on Haven map, I'm just happy to be there. I'm pretending I'm listening to music even though there's no music, you know. Even though we're losing, there's still 2 maps, what?
Oh my gosh. You know, that is confidence.
Thank you.
That is a lot of confidence. I want to ask about Abyss, because Colbat mentioned that he picked it just because you guys wanted to have fun. So there are a lot of question marks with this kind of mentality, but how did it help Zipto?
Oh, wow. To be honest, Colbat asking, are my duelists, you know, because they're the ones setting up the vibe for the team, to be honest. If Odell wants to play Abyss, go fuck play Abyss.
Just go.
Yeah, just go. I'm just happy to be there also just to support Odell, you know, just flash for her and stuff like that.
Set up the duelist, and you guys did that so right, especially on Pearl, because you also had quite a performance on Pearl.
Right.
Yes, you are fabulous. I want to know how you felt about your performance, especially since, those numbers don't lie, girl.
Oh my God. I'm not pressing my tab, I think, so I don't really know. I'm just vibing there because I really want to travel Berlin more. So
that's your motivation?
Yeah, I want to travel Berlin.
You want to stay here in Berlin. She loves Berlin.
Berlin.
Now, finally, I want to know your feelings about your next opponent, which will be MIBR. What are you feeling about that?
Well, what I'm feeling right now, because of my adrenaline also, I'm so excited to play with them, like SRN and Jellybangs, because I'm we're following each other ever since that. I see Jellybangs, Clip are so good also in SRN. I'm so excited.
Everybody's excited for that too. And those vibes are exactly what makes Game Changers Champions so special. KRU, thank you very much. It looks as though specific dreams are still alive here at Game Changers. Go! Let's go!
Zipto carry forward. Once we started hearing the cries of Alexi, we knew things were going to change a little bit here. And KRU, what a superstar today, especially on Pearl. There was a interview with her. Last time she said she loves playing Pearl with double duelist comp. She was just here on the couch with us saying because I just recon and the duelists do everything. But this time on Pearl is absolutely not the case at all. She was the one just bragging out of her mind.
The fact that she says, yeah, just, you know, set up for my duelist. I don't even press tab. Girl, you almost break a world record. It's okay. And then, you know, like, it's not that big of a deal.
Well, with that, you know, with winners, we do have to say goodbye to two teams. It's been incredible watching their journey. Zeta Division and Visa Crew blaze here. And Zeta Division, they won our hearts throughout this tournament, especially going through the lower bracket.
Yeah, for sure. I think they gave us the biggest surprise, at least in my eyes. I think coming into the tournament, I had them very, very low down after not doing fantastically well in the regional match. But then they came in, they eliminated a couple of teams, and okay, they went out with a little bit of a whimper, but I think they've proven that there's definitely more to be seen from them and from Japan as a whole.
Absolutely. As Tom said, they earned our hearts. And through thick and thin, we stuck with them. I think everybody learned to love them a lot. I think they're such likable players inside and outside of the server. They've given us great moments. And I would literally delete and erase from my memory the match that they had today. It was just not their day, and I would just think of the couple of matches that they have previously. But I can say the same for KRU. I think that this year was definitely a breakthrough for them. It's a bit sad not being able to make it into the top 4, but this last match, it could have gone either way, especially on that second map. I understand that the nerves probably got to them because after working so hard for so long, seeing yourself so close to what you wanted, it's understandable that these things happen.
Yeah, I think when you start with like, you know what, we've got nothing to lose, and then you start gaining that momentum and the pressure starts to build up again. And I completely agree with what you said. You know what, just don't even worry about what happened today. I think the audience, the fans, everyone in the crowd, us, all the talents, we've just been absolutely, taken by both of these squads. So, I mean, I hope they enjoy their time here, and they should be very proud of what they've done here at Game Changers Championship. Now, at the end of this tournament, we'll be crowning our Game Changers Championship 2024 MVP. And today, I have to say, we saw a couple of candidates. We were just talking about, you know, one of the world breakers.
Where do you want to start? A couple only? I mean...
yeah. Where do we start, indeed? KRU ties with Suzu's GCC kill record with 29.
And SRN's, funnily enough. They all hit 29 today. This was a monstrous performance from her. She said she doesn't click tab throughout the game, but it truly was ridiculous.
She brought them back. Like, we talked about it on the desk. They were not able to win a single gun round. Then she gets a 3K. She starts giving the vibes back. We saw it on the replays time and time again. The mood starts going in crescendo, and we have the last map that we had that was a nail biter beginning to end, in which she had an amazing performance. I cannot wait for tomorrow. Sadly, we will have to say goodbye to one of the teams, but I think that it's the fact that it is a surprise for some people. They do not expect how good this match is going to be.
It's gonna be amazing. I think at this point, I think the anticipation is building for both of these teams. It's been incredible how they've been forming throughout this tournament, upper and here in the lower bracket. You know, this is the best of the best now at Game Changers Championship. Now, of course, with these MVPs, the other day we introduced our friend, The Wheel, and we've come up with a few names now. There was a Todd, but then someone said a William.
Oh, I like William.
You like William?
I am yes. Yeah. I do like those kind of puns.
Yeah, if you're
it's
cringe,
my humor.
That's great, yeah.
But
it's no Todd.
Can we have Mitch back, please?
You will tomorrow.
So for those of you watching, we are still naming The Wheel.
Do you want to watch together?
Todd is in the running. We got to vote for William.
Yes,
oh no,
William
it's not
too.
in the running. It's Todd.
No.
You can't rename the
It
wheel.
doesn't matter. It's not your question. Can I ask something?
Yes, please ask something.
Okay, so I want to ask The Wheel if... I have two versions. But I'm going to go with this one. Is the candidate that is going to win Game Changers Championship going to be coming from the lower bracket?
Ooh, great question. What do you say, William?
No doubt.
No doubt.
And William
I'd say
is
there's a
always
little bit
right.
of doubt.
Tom, is your name William?
Okay.
No.
Make
why
your
are
case,
you
Tom. Who else are we forgetting here in the upper bracket? We've got G2 goes in. We've got Shopify Rebellion, but
I've got a
it will be
question.
Okay.
Yes.
Will anybody beat Shopify Rebellion?
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay, let's do this.
Come on, Todd. You've lied to me before.
Lol, sure.
I'm not sure if that doesn't really answer my question. You're being a bit vague, Todd.
All right. Of course, we were looking at Camille's stats just now, and I do want to ask, because I asked about Alexi the other day, is Camille going to be the GCC MVP?
We're testing fate.
Please give me the Mimi face. Better not say. Of course, we have to keep it until the last moment. You know, it's.
Yeah,
I
no
think
spoilers.
that is. Yeah, it's going to be decided in a best of 5, either if it's the lower or the upper.
Now, you also teased a little bit about SRN and SRN stats in comparison to Camille, Kukuka.
Yeah, because the performance that we saw today, yes, probably it was a very bad day for setup, but for SRN, it was on a different level. 512 ACS complete.
The previous record
broken.
was 400.
It's like, yeah.
It's not even close.
So
Like-
guys, mark your calendars, because I don't think we're going to see anybody breaking this record for a long time. Fluorescent,
More than 2
please take
kills.
on the challenge.
It's literally more
love
than
it.
2 kills worth of damage a round. Like that's actually insanity. Like how well SRM played in that game. Like I don't think anyone will match that throughout the whole tournament.
Well,
Wanna
we
ask
can
the wheel?
ask.
We have a
will,
wheel.
Will anybody
I don't need to
ever
ask Todd.
break? William, would anybody ever break that record that SRN just stipulated?
I hope because you said William, it comes up Clown.
Why not?
Hey,
Why not?
why
Not happening.
Not happening.
I disagree with Todd.
Wheel, is your name Todd? I'm just gonna go with that also.
Are we settling on this before we see the result?
Are you okay with this?
Script says no.
Oh!
I never listen to the script anyway, so that's fine.
You have to listen to it. You write it.
Oh, no. That's all Kim. I never listen
Well-
to Kim.
So, we did ask about SRN already, and how are you guys feeling now that we've ended this day? I was a little bit on the edge of my seat. You guys just watching me and my Pacific support waver back, and like not waver, it was never wavering, but you know, getting a little diminished there. How are you feeling about heading into?
Wait, it's scripted. It's the same as last time. We've got a Brazilian team. We've got a Pacific representative with the same core of players, and then we've got Shopify and G2. So we'll see if it's going to be a repeat. If anything, that means G2 are finishing 3rd, right?
You tell me.
Todd?
Todd?
Do you want to ask if they're
Yeah.
going to finish 3rd?
Will G2 finish 3rd?
Okay, will G2 goes in finish
Please
3rd?
be the clown. Please be the clown.
Oh, I was so... Oh!
Oh, we're not doing this again. That's happened 3 times to me.
I think you know what that really means is that you live in
They
Berlin.
are.
You should start learning some.
That, where are they based?
What happened to the
Where are
asking
G2
Spanish?
based?
Oh, we only have that in... Oh, true. We
go.
only have that in Madrid.
It all matches up.
We asked about SRN, right, being the MVP. I feel like we asked.
I mean,
directly.
we did
It was more
ask
like
if somebody
anyone's
was going to
beat.
break the record,
Yeah.
and it said... what was it? Why not?
Just word G2 Dritta.
Oh, what?
It's asking John.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Can you say it with more vigor?
No, unfortunately
can't
I
read
can't.
from here.
Why? Hey,
I don't wanna mess with Todd. I've asked the question.
okay.
Finish 3rd. Absolutely.
Oh.
Oh, dear.
So they're not even going to make it to the final again. Okay, Thomas.
All right.
We'll see
I'm
what
sure
they say.
G2 aren't watching.
All right. Well, G2 side, you spoke a little bit about your expectations for tomorrow. In fact, let's pull up the brackets and see where we are now, the journey we've come to get to this very point in time, of course, in the upper bracket. We're not entirely surprised. It's sort of, the favorites to win. We got G2 goes in, facing off against Shopify Rebellion. But tomorrow, we will be finding out who continues on. Will it be MIBR or Zipto?
Yeah, and I think that many people have that G2 Ghosten versus Shopify Rebellion to be one of the potential finals, is what has been expected for a very long time. But, you know, you get a best of 3 tomorrow, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if it does go almost identical. If we're going to get MIBR making it into that lower final and G2 joining them, it'll be a really interesting repeat. Or if we're going to get a change to the script, maybe G2 could be the first to beat Shopify. That would be cool.
Or it might be our losers tomorrow.
That too, but I believe it. MIBR.
At this point, I it could be anyone's game. I would very much rely on Todd the Wheel at this point, and I think all of these games have been absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I think at this point, what were your end prediction for grand finals? I don't remember what you guys
For
had
grand
said.
finals?
For grand finals. Who's going to be in our grand finals?
I think I might go that this can be the one time I agree with you, Tom, and throughout today, and I think it's going to be Shopify Rebellion and MIBR. I would like that.
Oh no, I'm
Did
sticking
you say
with
that too,
No,
Tom?
I'm going G2.
Okay.
Oh.
Of course I'm going G2. I'm not a traitor to my region.
You literally just asked if they're gonna. Okay, whatever, Thomas.
That's
I
what
don't know.
Todd thinks. I'm not Todd.
I don't know who you are.
I'm closer to where Bea's like thinking,
G2
what
Shopify.
Kuka's thinking right now.
Meant to be.
But we're gonna find out tomorrow a little bit more about how this all ends out. I do want Zipto in the finals, of course. But at this point, unless G2 beats Shopify and the Shopify just lose themselves a little bit, and then Zipto somehow beat MIBR, and then maybe it can happen.
I think that the conversation that we were having today, even though we were like quote unquote proven wrong by SRN and them not playing the Neon, could happen again tomorrow. Them playing against Shipto, a team that plays the double duelist that runs a ton of Neon, sometimes accompanied with something else, could make for a very interesting head-to-head. So tomorrow's map veto, I think, is going to be a little bit like poisonous.
I also think, like we've seen today, that they have more depth in talent. Like with Camille stepping up and literally matching records, it's like I don't think there's anything that's impossible. Just with how teams seem to level up when they need it most. This was a team that was lost the first map, was 8-4 down, and then wins the series. Like if you have that sort of resilience, why can't you go up against a team that maybe slightly outdoes you in firepower and take them down on the day?
And you can be, you know, if you're Shipto, you can tell MIBR, only I get to knock Zeta out of tournaments. Not you. Not you.
Well, couldn't have said any better myself, Tom, and I like that attitude. Kuka. Well, I hope you guys have been enjoying over at home, over in the stadium. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for more GCC action from Berlin. See you then.